3, 2, 1. Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Wolfie here. We are back. This is actually my second take of this video. I just recorded 9.5 minutes of it, and I accidentally pressed stop record by accident as I was near the end of the video. So I've been to do it a second time. But first of all, I just want to say, right, big ups. We finally hit over 1,000 subs on the channel, so big ups for the mad support. You guys proper love the custom tactics video as well. So for that, I want to say a big thank you. Also, I do stream on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/ConnorWolf. The link's in the description. Go and drop that a follow, man. My Twitch is a lot bigger than my YouTube, so obviously you'll see a lot more stuff on Twitch. I do stream 7 days a week. And in today's video, it's a bit of a different one. I'm going to show you my my controller and my camera settings that got me 13-0 first in the world last week. Now, as of recording this video on Saturday morning, it is actually, I'm 15-0 again on the pay to win account. So we do have another chance of another 13-0. If we can go back-to-back 13-0s, that'd be a dream. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because, in my opinion, I don't play on the default camera or the default controller settings. There's actually a few things that I change. And in my opinion, this is actually quite a big, tip, especially on the controller settings. Some of the controller settings that I change will really help you, I feel, because there's certain things that you will see later on in the video that, on the default ones, I feel like they do it to hamper you for a reason, do you get me? And there's a few things that I try just to see what works and what doesn't work. I will now show you my camera settings. Camera settings, everyone's camera angle will be different. What I like as my camera angle will be different to what you like. But in my opinion, the camera angle that I use, which is, I will show you in-game what it looks like as well. Tele broadcast, you want all of them on tele broadcast. You want the camera settings to be selected as custom. You want 15 height and 0 zoom, and I'll show you now in-game what it looks like. This is tele broadcast, 15 height, 0 zoom. I've played on this camera angle for the best part of 5 years. It's the most balanced. You see how it's not too zoomed out, but it's not too close as well. In my opinion, it's what 95% of pro players like myself use is tele broadcast. Hashtag Tom uses it. Fnatic Tex uses it. Gorilla uses it. Lyrics uses it. TAS uses it. Everyone uses tele broadcast in the pro scene. It's, in my opinion, the best camera angle that you can use. Now, a few others that I would recommend if you don't like tele broadcast are as follows. Again, keep the 15 height and the 0 zoom. In my opinion, that's the best balance on a camera angle. But co-op is what a lot of people do use as well. But you see how zoomed out it is. A lot of people like that. A lot of people like how you can see more of the pitch. Like, you see when you switch to play, you can actually still see your right back in the picture. So a lot of people do like co-op camera angle. It's not for me because I'm an attacking player. And I like to have flair and unpredictability into my game, into my gameplay. If any of you have watched my highlights, you will see that. I find co-op just a little bit too zoomed out, if I'm being real with you. So tele broadcast is, again, what I would recommend. Now, co-op, though, if you're someone that enjoys the defending aspect of FIFA, co-op, in my opinion, is probably the best camera angle for defensiveness. I don't even know if that's a word, defensiveness. But in terms of reading the play, cutting passing lanes, because you can see the whole pitch near enough at all times, co-op's a really good camera angle. Now, a lot of people do actually play on Classic as well. It's very similar to tele broadcast. You see Classic, it's just a little bit more zoomed in and a little bit more closer. And the reason for this is a lot of people like to be closer. I know a pro player that I get on really well with in the pro scene, Jablet. He uses Classic, and he likes that because he's closer to the pitch. You know, he likes to use a lot of skill moves, like me as well. I've dibbled and dabbled in Classic, but I feel like my defensive ability just hampers a little bit too much when I use it. You see how you can't really see much of the pitch? You can when it's elevated like this, but when you then switch the play to the far right hand side, which I'll do now, you'll see what I mean. So because of this, Classic isn't a camp. You can't see much of the pitch at all when you're on the other side. So because of that, tele broadcast is your bread and butter. 95% of pro players use it, including myself, and there's a reason for that, because it's the most balanced, I'll say. Now, a lot of people will have never even changed the camera angle, and you'll be playing on this camera angle, default. Please, if you're watching this video, hit that like as well, and hit that subscribe, and hit that thumbs up as well. If that's the first thing you get on this video, I'll love you guys forever. Please change this camera angle if you're using this, man. It is so hard to read the passing lanes that if you change from this camera angle to a tele broadcast or something, I promise you will improve at this game. This camera angle is honking. I feel like EA do it on purpose. They want you to have a bad camera angle so you spend more money on FIFA points. But please change this camera angle, man. Tele broadcast is what is needed, in my opinion. Good cross. I shouldn't be playing, but yeah. Go on tele broadcast. I'll show you one last time the camera angle that I use. The most balanced, the most fair. 95% of pro players use it. You see that? Look, It's just the perfect camera angle for the way I like to play. The way I like to play is aggressive, in your face, skill moves. You can still see the pitch. You can still defend well. You can still do quick passing. Look, you know, bam, bam, bang, bam, bam, bang. You know what I mean? So you can still do all the good stuff. Now I'll show you my controller settings. Now this is where it gets a little bit interesting because I do change quite a bit from controller settings, to be honest. I have the FIFA trainer off. It's normally on default. It would be on show. Hide that. You don't want the arrow and stuff. It will just put you off when you're playing FIFA. Time finishing, I do have it on. Now, this isn't a necessity. It's not like FIFA 19 where on FIFA 19 you needed time finishing to score goals. You don't need time finishing on FIFA 20 to score goals. Gorilla, one of the best pro players this year, one of the best pro players ever in FIFA, doesn't even use time finishing. He has it off this year. I have it on just because it's like an ego thing. I like when I score a green time finesse or, you know, a green one-on-one, it feeds the ego, you know. I like that. I like that. It feeds it. Second defender switch icon, you want this on. Now what this shows, okay, let me give the opposition the ball back and I'll show you what this does. You see how, wait there, let me just, okay, so you see how, look, there's a second icon above Mbappe, yeah? You see how, wait there, you see how there's a, wait there, I'll wait for him to kick the ball and you'll see what I mean. You see how there's a second icon above Virgil, above Kante now, look. When I press LB, it'll get to Kante, bang. That's what, you want that on. Honestly, that will help your game tenfold. So please leave that on. Pass block assistance on. I've never touched that. I don't know what it does, so I'll leave it on. Auto switching, air balls and loose balls. That is just what I play on. I don't really touch that. I don't really believe in trying to change that because I don't think it will do that much. This is a big one. Put on manual jockey, okay? Manual jockey, if you have it on assisted, which is what it's on default. So if you never change these settings, it will be on assisted. Go and change it to manual. What that'll do is when you're holding L2 or LT on Xbox to defend while jockeying, you know, when they're like doing the crab walk while defending, when they're on manual, like jockey, you determine how quick they're moving. When it's on assisted, they'll just constantly be sprinting left and right. Sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want them just to slowly mirror them, or you want to up the pace and make them quickly mirror you. Do you get me? Now, right stick switching I have on player relative. I've never changed that, so I don't really know what it would mean if it was ball relative, but player relative works for me, so we leave it on that. Pass assistance, obviously on assisted. Through ball, obviously on assisted. Shot, obviously on assisted. Cross on semi. Lob pass on assisted. Save on assisted. Analog sprint, you want to turn that off. Okay? If you don't have analog sprint off, sometimes you'll be like, why is my player not sprinting? Please turn it off and your player will be sprinting. As soon as you hold R2 or RT on Xbox, your player will then be sprinting. So you want to turn that off, okay? Pass receiver lock, I have that on early, which is what it was on previous FIFAs. On default, okay? So if you've never touched these settings, as I've said before, it will be on late. You don't want that on late. You want that on early, okay? Because when it's on early, the moment you press pass in the analog stick is the direction the pass will go. If you have it on late, if you press pass, late can be good because if you press pass, so say you're passing it to your right back, but the player's covering the right back, you can quickly change and go to your left back. Obviously, I have it on early just because that's what it was on previous FIFAs and it works. I don't change any of the attacking plays, okay? So the attacking plays are on through ball, lob, obviously B for shoot. This you can use, obviously, if any of you are used to PES controls, you'll probably have like X for shoot and B for cross, stuff like that. But I don't do that. Now, this is the only thing and the big thing that I change on the button settings. If you have it on default, okay, your contain and teammate contain, so contain will be A and teammate contain will be RB. I changed that so my teammate contain, or as us pro players or anyone in the FIFA scene will call it, second man press. I have my second man press on A, and because of that, I can actually press a lot easier because I'm not having to worry about holding RB while I'm pressing. I can just hold A while I'm pressing. And that is a big thing. I watched the controller settings of Gorilla on my FIFA 16. And he was telling his YouTube about this, and ever since then I've been an avid believer of this. This will help you defend so much more aggressively and so much more effectively as well, because you haven't got to worry about, think of where A is on the Xbox controller, right? YouTube. And then think of where RB is. If you're having to worry about trying to press with RB while you're running around, don't. You want to be pressing with A, trust me. Your finger will be on A a lot more than you realize. So that would be my biggest advice. If you're going to take anything from this video, please take that, and I will love you guys forever. And apart from that, everything else is on default. Obviously, these are the custom tactics that the control and the camera settings that I use. These may or may not work for you. Obviously, we all play FIFA differently at the end of the day. Like, I play very aggressive, as you've seen from highlights. I like to be aggressive with my defending, etc. The teammate contain being A instead of RB helps me to do that. Telebroadcast is the perfect perfect camera angle. It's not too zoomed in, not too zoomed out. It's just perfect. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like and a subscribe and a thumbs up. If I do finish top 100 again, you will be seeing the last 10 games highlighted on YouTube. And then, of course, rewards video on Thursday, as always. And I'm thinking of reviewing a few of the birthday players as well. And the team has changed as well, chat. I don't know if whether any of you have seen. We do have 94 R9 in. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like and a thumbs and a subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.